Hi guys, and welcome to Yoga for Game of Thrones. So a lot of you probably spend at least 2 hours a day in a sofa, and let's use that and let's make that something positive instead of something that promotes slouching. So first thing you want to do is actually make sure you have a backrest that you can use. So what you want to do is like push your butt into the backrest and get your ass down in the crevice there. So really move back with your hips and then lean back towards your backrest and cross your ankles. And what's so nice about the sofa is that you have these crevices, so if your ankle is hurting you can just push your foot like in between two pillows, and you can use other pillows and stuff and just support yourself so you can sit for a long period of time. So like, I don't know how long a Game of Thrones episode is. I'm not watching it myself, I'm sorry. It gives my wife nightmares, so we can't watch it. But everybody else is watching it, so that's why this is the Yoga for Game of Thrones. So you want to be able to sit there for a long period of time, like 5-10 minutes in each pose. So first thing you want to do is just prop yourself up, be comfortable, and then like after a few minutes you've been seated here, you can probably stretch really deep, like you can go from side to side and forward and lean back. But you wanna feel it, so not too much, so you can sit there for a long time. Of course, switching sides before the legs fall asleep. But things that can go wrong is that you start slouching and your hips are tilting back and you're collapsing your chest. So you actually want to be a little bit engaged here, leaning from side to side like this. So number one, the first one you should always do is crossing your ankles and stretching the sides of your back and your hips. After this one, I would recommend doing the kneeling position, leaning back. And here it's okay to slouch. The more you slouch here, the more it's going to stretch the front of your hips. If your knees are hurting, grab something, some pillow of some kind, and sit on the pillow, but slouch as much as you can here. So your belly goes down and you stretch the front of the thighs. This one is so nice when you get past like the 2-minute threshold and you can actually sit there for 5-6 minutes. It's just a very, very nice release for the biggest and strongest muscles in your body. So number one, crossing the ankles, and number two, stretching the front of the hips. But make sure you can support your shoulders so you don't have to tense your core here, because then it's not sustainable for a long period of time. After this one, I would go back to a seated position, spreading the legs, depending on your sofa, of course, how you can do this, but spread your legs and go from side to side. So grab your knees and slide the hand as far as you can go, and to support yourself here. If you need support on the front, put your hand there. If you have a belt and you want to be advanced, hook your foot, but we're not going for intensity over a short period of time, we're going for medium intensity for a long period of time. So if you're here from like half an hour to an hour, or maybe even 90 minutes if you're watching a movie, that's 90 minutes of yoga. Even though it's not like high quality yoga, it's a lot of yoga. So if you just sit here for a couple of minutes, sit here for a couple of minutes, that's 200 times better than doing nothing at all. After this one, I would try, so we did the crossing ankles, the leaning back, stretching the front. Now I would do a little weirder pose, like the S sit. So knee into your foot, and if your knee is twitching here, you can place the foot under a pillow like this, so the toes actually point more down, and then push your thigh away from you, so you're stretching the side of your waist like this. Kind of a weird pose to be in, but if your hips are stiff, this is really the pose for you. Like I said, if the knee is hurting, you might have to find a different angle, maybe put a pillow under your butt. What's nice about the sofa is it's your sofa, you do what the hell you want with it, so you can just make it into your own yoga fort and just put on And this actually gives you really, you don't have to have a guilty conscience for wasting a couple of hours in front of the computer because you're actually doing yoga. Great stuff. Always do both sides and try to do the same time on both sides. So if you're uncertain and if you're restless, put the smartphone in front of you and press count down 3 minutes or 5 minutes, and when it beeps, you switch. I know professional yoga teachers that are super dedicated that cannot train without a stopwatch. So it's a great tool and you can use it too. Alright, that's more or less it. We did the cross the legs, we did the front of the hips, we did the inside of the thighs, and we did the twist. And then when you did one round, you can just start over. So what's the alternative? The alternative is just the potato chips pose. And it doesn't feel good to sit like this for 90 minutes. You're not gonna enjoy the movie or the Game of Thrones episode as much if you're like this. Maybe if you did like a super hard training for 6 hours and you just wanna completely relax, then it's nice. But like if you're just lazy, do this instead. Sit back, cross your ankles, stretch the front of the hips, lean back. Oh, I forgot one. Imagine I'm not sitting in the sofa, imagine I'm sitting on the floor, and this is the sofa where I'm supposed to sit. Then this one is really nice. You sit down on the floor, feet flat on the floor, and then you lean your chest back over the seat like this. So the seat is pushing your chest up, and then you can slouch back as much as you want, because the more you lean back, the more you're gonna open your chest. I love this one. You can put pillows behind your head, but not too many pillows, only so that you can see the screen, but you lean back and let your chest open. So that's 5 poses for your hips and your spine that will make your TV watching improve your jiu-jitsu. Let me guys know what you think. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I hope you enjoy your episodes. Oss!